race last year, but I don't think he can pull off a miracle from here, can he?
The one thing that's going to work in his favour, perhaps, Rich, is the fact that he might have some clear road in front of him, and there'll be no one, should be no one tugging him back.
Because this lot will have gone.
Exactly, and they've gone now. Another cracker from Michael Dunlop. He goes wide. He's on the back wheel. We're on board with Cameron Donald. That's Johnson. Farquhar on the super stock machine. He can't stay there, surely. He's dropped back to third. He's going to be fourth. But look at that, it's Keith Moore who leads them from Johnson, from Cameron Donald, Michael Dunlop going up inside Ryan Farquhar.
Huge pack heading down towards the right turn as the second wave gets away. Bruce Anstey left of the picture there on the Padgett's Honda.
Yeah, look out for Derek Shields as well, though, 62. He may stick it with Bruce Anstey. We've seen some great performances from him this year. But back with the leaders, though, into Leadenstown. It's Keith Moore, it's Gary Johnson. Whoa, that was Gary Johnson, who seemed to almost get spat off the bike there. We're looking at Michael Dunlop,
who almost spat Cameron Donald off his bike. But look, here comes Keith Moore now, head down, trying to make the break with Gary Johnson behind him. Then there is a bit of a gap, isn't there?
Guy Martin up the inside of Ryan Farquhar there. That was a real suck it in, hold your breath and then breathe out on the exit. But look at these two already, and Moore and Johnson making a break for it.
Johnson having a stab as they run down towards Cochranestown, but this is where Keith Moore was so strong last year. He's not going to do that.
And Bruce Anstey's broken away from the second pack. It'll be interesting to see. That's what he's got, clear road in front of him, no one fighting with him, no one in front of him, and he might just see Bruce Anstey top of the time chart.
Where's Gary Johnson gone? Where is Gary Johnson in this picture? Keith Moore, Michael.
There he is. He's had a moment. Somewhere he's dropped right back.
I said he wouldn't get past Keith Moore in Cochranestown. He hasn't.
I think he's, Johnson might just have a problem, but here we go, back with the race leaders again. So Keith Moore then out front of Michael Dunlop with Guy Martin. He's pushed right up as well, hasn't he?
And there's no one else behind them. There's a fair amount of space going on here. These three really have made a break on the opening lap.
Oh, Guy Martin, how determined does he look? That was an absolute flyer. Not the greatest of starts for Guy Martin on the TS Suzuki, but he's more than making up for it now, and I think he's going to take, he's going to take Michael Dunlop. Michael Dunlop has taken Keith Moore.
That was very tidy, that was, wasn't it, from Michael Dunlop? He's such a clean and confident rider when just watch him now. It is not the same Michael Dunlop we had here last year, is it?
We're looking back at Gary Johnson, though, just ahead of Ryan Farquhar. This is the view from Michael Dunlop, looking back at second place. And Keith Moore into Leadenstown, the smoke there, Now, I would say that must be an engine. That can't be, his tyre certainly can't be smoking. Let's hope.
Keith Moore's just blasting past him. He's got a problem, hasn't he?
Listening to the engine.
Yeah, look, foot out. He's stopped it. It's all over for Michael Dunlop.
But is he putting anything down on the track? Seems clear. We've had this, haven't we, this year? Remember the Northwest, of course. Ryan Farquhar certainly won't forget that. I'll
tell you what, see the yellow flag go out there. That marshal was very quick with that. He spotted that Dunlop is pulling off, and the flag was out there, stationary yellow. That's good work. Oh, we've got a red. And what's that about? Is it just the rain, or is it something else?
Here we go then, restarting the Superbike, reduced laps this time. Guy Martin will be hoping for a much better start this time, although he didn't really need it at the end. But here we go, watch Michael Dunlop on bike 23 on the outside, not as good a start from him. Guy Martin's away, so to speak, on Cameron Donald. We're on board with William Dunlop. Oh, that's Michael Dunlop who goes through. John McGuinness as well, much better start from him this time. Let's hope we see him at the Ulster Grand Prix. And it's Guinness up into fourth place.
And it's Guy Martin who's got the best of this start, Dave. Have a look at that.
He has, now then, that's really interesting. And maybe the restart may have worked in Guy Martin's favour, because certainly he's been waxing lyrical about that Superbike as the second wave gets underway again, and I think we can expect to see Bruce Anstey break away from them once more.
He'll try and do what he did last time, and look at this, going into Leadenstown. There isn't room for this.
No, that was Michael Dunlop being pushed out. He's on the Superstock bike as well, after his Superbike expired in, what was the abandoned part of this race. As
the rain was lucky for him, wasn't it?
Exactly. Look at Gary Johnson, though, trying to push up inside of Guy Martin.
I think he's done it.
He has done it. Super speed, wasn't it?
Passed through here as well, over the top at Deersley, and carrying that front wheel. They say the front goes light, but it almost takes off, doesn't it?
It does. Super showing again from Ryan Farquhar. He's having a fifth place on effectively what is a super stock bike.
This isn't going to last for him or Michael Dunlop, is it? They won't be able to maintain this kind of pace.
A little bit of guile, maybe a little bit of damp on the circuit, maybe. Might just slow things up. Now then, Bruce Anstey is on a flyer. And again, we'll have to wait and see what his time is.
He's agreeing with you. His head was nodding, saying, yes, Dave, I am, mate. Watch this.
filter in, and that again is such another fast corner, another feature of the Dundrod circuit. William Dunlop on the superbike. What will we see from him this time around? He was looking good on the superstock earlier on today. So then, Keith Moore and Gary Johnson and Guy Martin, those are our main three out at front. Cameron Donald, who's yet to win a Ulster Grand Prix, and that's William Dunlop, who just swoops past.
That's odd, isn't it? Because on the smaller bikes it was the other way round. Here's Bruce Anstey, clear air now, and clear road in front of him as well. This is really important. He can take his lines through this section of the course. He can get really good lap times out of this because he doesn't have to worry about anybody else, and you can get lots of drive up the hill, and it's a long, long climb up to Wheelers. What a corner that is. What a corner that is. What a circuit this is.
He said they're coming up to the Lindsay hairpin, and it's Keith Moore that's going to lead them. And I wonder how many...
All a little bit dithering behind them, isn't it? Yes.
Squared off. Lovely and smooth from Ryan Farquhar. Kept the power on through the turn.
He is a smooth rider, isn't he, Ryan Farquhar? Him and Locker are the ones to watch and see smooth in action.
Anyone who gambled on a wet race or a possibly wet race...
I'm afraid they're disappointed now, aren't they?
Yeah, certainly when on their tyres. So here we go then, William Dunlop up past Ryan Farquhar as if he wasn't there.
That's the kind of difference we're talking about between superbike and superstock. There's nothing Ryan Farquhar can do about it.
You can see that, you can see Michael Dunlop's drop back as they come over Dearsley yet again. And you just can't tire of watching them coming through here. A great location to spectate from. And again, plenty of spectators here at Dundrod this year.
Yes, just a glimpse at the back of that field of Stevie Thompson. We haven't seen much of him this race week, really. He's not had much fun in qualifying. He's been there or thereabouts at the back of the pack, but this has not been his best year, and I'm sure there's a lot of riders.
That's Guy Martin. Guy Martin through into second place. So he's through to second.
Gary Johnson won't give up that easily, though, will he? Just staying with him.
It is the battle of the superbikes. It's the superbikes in front, but Gary Johnson perhaps would say it's last year's bike, but it's been brought up to this year's spec. And we're talking about this year's
Such a great corner as well, isn't it?
Yeah, Bruce Anstey showing us how it's done it. Bruce Anstey is leading this race as Guy Martin tries to find his way past Keith Moore. On the time charts, it's Bruce Anstey who leads, and quite a good lead as well.
Look at Guy Martin. He has got Keith Moore's name written on the front of his dials there, and he is coming for him, maybe at Lindsay's, but maybe on the run down towards Leathamstown again. But Guy Martin, he's definitely hunting Keith Moore's scalp.
Yeah, that's just being hunted, isn't he? Gary Johnson, John McGuinness up there as well. John McGuinness, who we've hardly mentioned this year. He wasn't at the Ulster Grand Prix last year, he's back this year, but maybe we might just see something from him.
Just look at the power of that machine. William Dunlop got stitched up in the hairpin again and got straight back on the power and sorted it out. Look at the style of Bruce Anstey.
That is
class, isn't it?
He may have cost them a little bit, but certainly was spectacular. Backing it in. That was old Chris Walker style from the old Superbike.
Here goes Guy Martin.
And it's Guy Martin, but he might just get mugged up on the way out. No, defends the line as well.
That was class as well from Guy Martin. That was very determined, and that is not exactly what Keith Moore was expecting.
He might not expect the fact he might see P2, and there is Ryan Farquhar. We've seen that's where Ryan Farquhar loses out. Unfortunately, straight line speed. He'll make it up through the corners, but he's losing out in straight line speed.
Keith Moore on the inside of Guy Martin, round the outside of Guy Martin to take the lead back again.
Yeah, the lead of this group, of course, but remember, it's Bruce Anstey who was the head of that second wave, and here he is. Here comes the race leader still, is it? Yes, he is still race leader.
Well, they won't know anything about this, will they? Guy Martin picking up the front wheel as Keith Moore reclaimed the lead on the run to Rock, and then he's held it over Dearsley all the way up to this climb again. He's done half a lap in the lead, and, well, in the lead of that battle, but here's the man who's doing all the laps in the lead.
Yep. Bruce Anstey, the Kiwi, winner last year, of course. He battled his way through in the ultimate race last year, the ultimate superbike race, the Ulster Grand Prix. This time, though, it's a little bit different, and he may be on for what would be win number 7.
Well, he'll have to wait and see, and so will this lot. Guy Martin has the lead. Keith Moore is second.
Watch
Gary
William
Johnson.
Dunlop. Watch William Dunlop. Number 6.
No,
not this time. Bruce Anstey's at Islands.
What's this? Bruce Anstey is putting in a masterclass ride.
But he's not under any pressure, really. He's not. When I say under pressure, he's not involved in this little group, is he? So
all the spectators there waving them on. Everybody there in the grandstand, listening to this around the track, knows what's going on. But I wonder what the boards are telling these boys.
They'll know.
Stop this and get on with racing. This man is what they need to do. And stop scrapping, settle down and get some lap time. That's what they need to do.
The only thing is, Bruce Anstey might get onto the slower traffic of the first wave, and that may just hold him up, and that may just give the guys at the front a chance to get back into the lead, and he's open. And this is into Deer's lead. So Guy Martin from Keith Moore, from Gary Johnson, William Dunlop, who's just been mugged and has looked so good going into Deer's lead all day. John McGuinness, Cameron Donald, and it looked like Michael Dunlop at the back of that as well. Flames from Guy Martin. Go on, Richard.
I was just going to say, William Dunlop came to the circuits this year wanting to make his name on a big bike, and I think he's made it. That is proper racing on the big bike, isn't it?
Yeah, we've seen this from William Dunlop. We've mentioned it so many times. Looking good, not just a two-stroke specialist or a 600 smashing down the deck. That was the closest he's seen so far.
Or Gary Johnson?
I think that was Gary Johnson. He was right out then in the dirt, and I bet his heart was in his mouth then. Whoa, and a big moment for Guy Martin as well. He nearly gets spat out as they come out of wheelers. Whoa, Keith Moore is shaking his head. He's not in disbelief. Was it because he's breaking
Why aren't I first?
And William Dunlop tries to find a way through as well. This is why the Ulster Grand Prix is what it is. This is why they all come here this year upon year. This is why it's attracting new fans. And this, of course, as we've said as well, you don't see this on purpose-built circuits because these superbikes are going at superbike speed. We see the 800s in MotoGP and the 1000cc World Superbikes. They're rarely in sixth gear.
Yeah.
Well, they're in, but they're really giving it hell for leather here at Dundrod. Certainly the superbikes are being made to work and work hard.
Gear is in use for a lot of the time as look at the speed, just putting the power down. Now,
last lap.
Guy Martin, Keith Moore, Gary Johnson and William Dunlop, you couldn't sort them out, but they don't. Do they know about Bruce Anstey?
Yes, they'll be getting signs. They'll know what's going on.
All they
can do is race their race and see what Bruce Anstey does. As I say, maybe Bruce might get held up as Guy Martin gets the flames out again. And I wonder how Guy Martin will react at the end of this race if he crosses the line first. And that goes as well for Keith Moore and for William Dunlop. And they find out that Bruce Anstey may have won the race. Big move there from Millerstown. And maybe they touched. Because William Dunlop looked as if he'd almost been spat off his bike as well. Here they come once again.
Guy Martin, Keith Moore, and Keith Moore must still be wondering why he's not leading this after Guy Martin nearly binned it halfway round the last lap, and he just can't get past him, can he?
Bruce Anstey, well, he'll be enjoying this, but maybe would he have enjoyed this more at the front, and would he have had the lead had he been mixing it with these guys? That debate could roll on for some time.
Close enough to touch as they go past the spectators on the final lap.
Touched as we've almost seen so far in this race. Now this is Keith Moore on Guy Martin. Great shots from the helicopter looking down. Keith Moore trying to find that gap. He's trying to pull, the Suzuki. Yeah, the Suzuki. But there are different turns and different approaches all around the Dundrod circuit.
Well, Anstey still leads it, but these two are still battling for the other two podium places.
Moore's through. Keith Moore's through on Guy Martin. Gary Johnson has got William Dunlop looking to dive at the inside of him as well. And this, remember, is the battle for second place. Keith Moore, Guy Martin.
Watching Guy Martin on the brakes. Look, he had it sideways. If he gets the power on, well, he might just grab it on the run out of the hairpin. Watch it now.
Had to take avoiding action there. It looked as if he almost collected Gary Johnson. This is it down to the line. Here goes Guy Martin.
Yes.
That is a super move from Guy Martin. I don't know how much of that was down to Keith Moore letting him through as Gary Johnson. Keith Moore's all over the track.
That was down to Guy Martin really getting the power on coming out of Lindsay's. That's what that was all about.
Here they come across the line, but it's stopwatches out, remember, because Bruce Anstey's got to come through. We've got to see what he does. Michael Dunlop comes over the line, but where is Bruce Anstey?
Here he is. This is the... You can't believe this. I can't believe he's going to win this race from behind. This is even though they know this checkered flag is the one for the race winner. Bruce Anstey knows. Will Guy Martin and Keith Moore actually believe what they're seeing when they look at this leaderboard?
Yeah.